Alright guys, welcome back to the Crypto Pancake channel. God, am I gonna have to get used to saying that? Hopefully I will. Anyhow, thanks for tripling my subscriber count. I'm at 7 subscribers now, and thanks again to all those who liked. Today I won't be talking too much about anything really. I just want to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few of you guys have asked me in DMs because I don't know, some of you guys are pretty shy to comment on the video, but what do I do to help distract me from the market? And there's several things I do, and I'll talk about that towards the end. So let's just run through the quick Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So as you can see on the daily time frame, we are seeing our 21 daily exponential moving average hitting or going inside of the purple, which is the daily 200 EMA, right? The exponential moving average. Again, when moving averages tend to come together, we usually see a reactionary bounce towards that level. Now, what that means is, am I thinking the price here is just going to fly up to 40,000? I don't believe so. It's possible, however, I don't believe it's likely. There's a lot of levels that it has to break to reach that point. So if I can show you a couple of these levels, if we go into our 4-hour time frame, the 21, the 21 or 21 EMA on the 4-hour has historically acted as resistance, and the bigger one is a 55 4-hour 20 sorry 40 55 55 4-hour EMA. That one has also acted as resistance, as you can see. So what's happening was the yellow was acting as resistance. You can see a bounce here, rejected, 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 and we can keep going on, right? And then once we did hit that low of 31,000 back on May 23rd, we can see we broke through to 21, came down, tested it, right? We broke under, tested, and now we kind of use it as support. We use that support to hit the green. We pierced the green for a couple hours, and we shot back down, right? We tried to break the green again, and then it just cratered, right? We just dropped through to yellow, white, and we dropped so much that the white actually ends up going underneath the 21, right? So we're kind of like resetting the bearish momentum. But now this is a good opportunity for it to try to break above the 21 4-hour EMA. However, like I said, it's possible, it's not very likely, and then the odds are even slimmer for it to break the 55 4-hour EMA. So those are some of the reasons why I don't believe we'll initially just reach up towards the cross of the 21 and the 200. However, there's not much significance between those two. The ones you want to pay most attention to are the 55. The 55 daily EMA is this lime green. If this lime green keeps making a slope and headed down towards our purple and red, the 200 simple and exponential, that is what is considered a death cross, okay? And usually death crosses, like I said, they have a reactionary bounce. Let me just show you, just for the sake of showing you guys. When a death cross tries to occur, we will usually see a bounce, So we'll go back on here, 2017. So you can see here, once we tried to, it's on this side, sorry. Once we did cross, and remember, moving averages are lagging indicators, okay? So once we did cross underneath, once the green crossed underneath the red, let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see it. Once the green did cross underneath the red, you can see it tried here to bounce up towards it. It got rejected, right? So the price stays under here. The price is like gravity. It's going to pull all the bands towards it, right? And look, we went under. And once we went under, it tried again to break through it. But now you can see the red or simple 200 now is acting as resistance. And you can see it acting as resistance all the way through, right? So that's an example of a death cross, right? And like I said, it happens on golden crosses too, which is pretty much the inverse of a death cross, right? So we'll talk about that when the time comes. But for the immediate term, for the short term, like I said, I'm expecting, like I said, remember, price acts like gravity, and I am expecting the 55 to come down towards and maybe even break through underneath, the purple and red. Like I said, usually most cases when it does come down, there is a reactionary bounce. So we could see it maybe make a higher low towards that area. But for now, the higher low area that we did establish was around the 40,000 range, right? You can remember 58,000 was a higher low. Now we're just pretty much on a higher low watch. So if you're bullish, don't get too crazy if we, have a reactionary bounce, because that could happen. However, it's not likely. The likely play is we might run up towards 40,000, get rejected again, and then we might look for testing a bottom or something. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have for Bitcoin. Like I said, just watch out. Like I said, it could be a boring weekend, or it could be one of those weekends where everything just, goes straight down, right? And a lot of people are bearish, as one of my viewers has said, and fear and greed index. I mean, you guys can just take a look at it real quick here. I mean, we're at a 10 right now, so if everyone's bearish, someone has to be bullish, and usually the people that go against the trend, sometimes it pays off, but personally, I think it's a little too early to do that, but everyone has their choices, and that's kind of what makes trading and investing fun. It's an art. Not everyone has a right. No one's gonna be right all the time. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong. It happens. So let's get on to Ethereum. Ethereum pretty much, following Bitcoin. If you guys look at these side by side, they almost look the same, right? Maybe a little bit exaggerated on Ethereum's part, but for most part, it pretty much looks the same. When Bitcoin was bouncing, Ethereum bounced too, right? So we went as low as 21.75 on Ethereum. We went up to about 24.77 ish, and then again you can see the 21 4-hour EMA was acting as a resistance, and so far we've gone underneath of it, right? We were the 10 was somewhat acting as support because it did bounce here. You can see this long hammer work here, and it's not looking too good for Ethereum either. And like I said, Ethereum will most likely 90% of times follow what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin is bullish, Ethereum would be pretty bullish too. However, it does lag a little behind, and as you can see, the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio has gone up quite a bit. So this one's pretty nice to look at. But could we be forming a double top? Who knows? Who knows? Too early to think. Too early to call it. Not too early to think. But yeah, so that's pretty much my Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis. I don't have too much. I mean, Ethereum, like I said, there's not much. Everything I've said to Bitcoin can be applied to Ethereum. And yeah, some of you guys asked about RSI. And yes, RSI can be this low for a long time, right? It doesn't mean just because RSI is this low, it means you have to buy immediately. All it's saying is that just market conditions, right? Oversold or overbought. This form of the RSI isn't as useful as, say, the Scotch RSI. I should probably move to that one, but this one, mainly what I do for RSI is I analyze the slope, right? Pay attention to the slopes. Don't worry about the positioning on the scale. Just worry about the slopes and the direction. Slope in relation to a price will also give us divergences. I will go over that, but I mean, if you guys know how to read, I mean, look, a lot of bearish divergences, but you know, eventually this will reset, and then if you get low enough, you will get bullish divergences. I mean, on the smaller time frames, we've had a lot of bullish divergences. Again, take it with a grain of salt. When the RSI is just reading this low, it's not a stopping point. Okay, everyone stop, everyone buy now, right? It's not necessarily like that, okay? And that's kind of what you have to take with a lot of this trading stuff and investing. It's not just because you use an indicator doesn't mean it's going to call everything correctly, or if you interpret it, it might be something that you have a confirmation bias and you're just spinning it your way to make yourself feel better. It happens a lot, okay? And I mean, you can see here the RSI. There is some resistance around these levels here, so it looked like I rejected, but it potentially could be forming a bullish divergence. Like I said, too early to call. We're gonna need more price, and let me tell you, if we end up dropping lower, it will help us form that bullish divergence on the daily time frame, right? And those are gonna be great for prices, but you know, as I was yesterday, I'm still short-term bullish. However, I think there will be a bounce if assuming the bounce hasn't faded already. Hopefully we don't know if this was a bounce or if this is just a retest. But yeah, so again, pretty much all I have for my analysis. Now let's go back to some of the things that I do for to keep my mind off trading. As some of you guys know, I do derivatives, margin. I do spot trading. I do like investing in small, very micro caps. And I've been farming for almost a year now. So one of my favorite things to do is just learn about farming and learn about different aspects of farming, I guess. So if you guys don't know, farming is pretty much when you provide liquidity, you give them some coins, and they'll be like, okay, we'll print you some of our coins. We'll give you that for staking your coins, and then what you can do is you can usually sell it. If you don't know what you're doing with farming, it can be very stressful. But after losing quite a bit of money in different farms on Ethereum, Binance Chain, Polygon, I think you'll get some experience. But again, I'm not recommending you actually get into farming. But that's what I do. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like Posinomics. I know it sounds really bad, but it's pretty much, it's kind of like a game. It just gamifies things. But yeah, that's pretty much one of the things I do. If I have a really stressful day and it's not going too well for my trading, I'll just stop. Maybe play some League, play some Apex. I don't know, talk to people, whatever. Like I said, mental is huge in these markets, and those who are able to not let your mental state affect your trades are usually the ones that end up doing the best. Okay, and it's not just because it's you need to be a emotionless robot to make it in a market. It's more like the market always has swings, right? And some days it's gonna look terrible, right? Like if you can imagine this whole week, but there's always gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. I mean, it's as cheesy as it sounds, there always is. And sometimes you just need a break, and you can't always keep going, keep going. Everyone in this market is hungry. We all want to make money, but the sad thing is that when there's a winner, there's a loser, and I understand that everybody wants to think it's a zero-sum game. We could talk about days about that, but no, just give yourself time. If you're not having a good time, if you're not feeling right, maybe lower your positions if you're a trader. If you're investing, just hold. I mean, if you believe in what you bought, like I have a lot of Bitcoin, I have a lot of Ethereum. If you believe in what you bought and if you have a high enough conviction, there's nothing else for you to realize. I mean, it's not the price will go up and down, just like Amazon. Any stock in the world has gone up and down, up and down, up and down. If you guys just hold through all the bullshit, it's gonna be okay. As like I said, as long as your conviction is high and you understand what you're buying into, okay? Like I said, I'm sure there's people who sold Amazon at $2 and they're feeling stupid because Amazon's. I mean, we can go look at it. Amazon is $3,200 right now, right? I'm sure there's people who've sold Amazon at $10. I mean, it's just like I said, we don't know about the future, right? It's hard to predict, but if you're investing, which I encourage you guys to invest, I am an investor. My investing portfolio is much higher than my trading, uh, derivatives, and farming, everything. It's much higher because I believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's fine. I mean, if you believe in Rocket and Doge, hey, more power to you, okay? But that's pretty much all I have for today. So thanks again for listening, and hopefully I can give you guys some insight and tips. And I appreciate all the support. And I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, see ya. Bye bye.